What is going on, guys? By title, you know what's going down. This is the Gen 5 Haldex fluid drain, fill, remove the pump, and clean the filter as well. You should not be afraid to do this. If you can change your own oil, you can do this. This is easy. The only tools you need an 8mm Allen key, 5mm Allen key, T30 Torx, and a hand pump. All right. In the description down below, I'll have the 2 seals, two bolts, and the fluid that you need to do this. I've been told that you don't need to replace the seals or the bolts. You definitely need the fluid, obviously. I bought the seals and bolts just in case I strip something, and the drain plugs. I think they're all in that kit, but it's pretty straightforward. There's one fill hole, one drain hole, and then 2 bolts to take off the pump. You wiggle off the pump, take off the filter, clean it, reassemble it, put it back in, fill it, start the car, let it run for like 2 minutes, turn the car back off, fill more until it leaks out, and then you're done. Torque it down, go home. So at the dealership, from what the forms say, if you guys aren't on the Mark 7 page on Facebook, which has over 18,000 people, members on it, including many of Volkswagen techs and all that, they do not remove the pump and clean the filter. It is not in their book to do that. Apparently they don't do it ever. And so this will be about 54,000 miles worth of fluid going through this filter. I did do my filter or the fluid change at about 25,000 miles. So we're at about another 30 on top of that. We're gonna drain it, see how nasty it is, and go from there. Hopefully it's not too much gunk on that filter. Otherwise I'm gonna be doing this every 3rd oil change. I'll do it like every 15,000. I'll do my oil every 5, oil filter every 10. So I'll just throw this in the mix and do this every 3rd, and I'll just come here. So it helps if you're on the lift. You can definitely do this on the floor. I'm already here because I just did my rear subframe bushing inserts from 034. If you didn't see that video from last week, I'll link it at the end of this video. But yeah, let's get to it. So looking at, this is the back of the car. We're gonna walk forward. Boom, here's your Haldex. You're going to fill it up here. That's your 5mm. You're gonna drain it from here. That's your 8mm. And then to do your pump, you're gonna come around here. There's a T30 here and a T30 here. You just pop these 2 off, pull the pump out. You don't even need to electrically disconnect it. It can hang there. And then you're gonna pull the filter off and so on. So let's go ahead and drain this fluid. Okay, so you always do the fill first, because if the fill strips out and then you do the drain first, you have no way of putting fluid back into the system. So make sure your fill comes off first. We'll do that now and take that out. And it also allows for air not to get trapped and this loop all up. So fill first, then drain. You guys can tell how easy this is. This is simple. Don't be afraid to do your own Haldex fluid ever. Still peeing. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the pump off. There's gonna be a lot more fluid in there as well. What I'm really excited to see is this screen. I really hope it's not all gunked up. I hope it's nice, but we'll find out. Like I said to you guys earlier, there's 2 Torx bolts, T30s. One right there, and then one on the exact opposite side up top. Make sure your oil drain is, or your oil pan, whatever you have, is centered, because there's going to be more fluid coming out of there. Took a little bit to get it loose, but I don't even know how you would disconnect it, but it will come out. Little twist and full action. Oh yeah. You can see the filter and the 2 seals that you can replace if you feel like it. Alright, I wasn't aware. You also need a T10 if you want to take this filter off. I'm going to go back and edit that beginning part. So we'll take this T10. There's 2 little screws holding that filter on.
Alright guys, that's the filter. You got two little T10s that pull off. I haven't even cleaned this yet, so I didn't have any gunk in mine. Very surprising. With as hard as I fucking drive this car, I thought this thing would be covered. But I'm gonna go wipe it down very gently. You got a little screen here, be careful with everything, and then I'm gonna replace it, put more fluid in, or put fluid in and start the car and do all that jazz. This is all very, very simple. I'm thoroughly happy with this. I'm so glad that it wasn't all gunked up. Extremely happy here.
Well, that's pretty much it. We're gonna stick the pump back in, put the 2 bolts there. If you stripped your bolts or messed up your seals, replace them. You should buy the kit and the fluid just in case that does happen. And of course, drain plug, fill plug. But I mean, yeah, it's pretty fucking simple. So I'm gonna go ahead and assemble this. I'll just do a time lapse real quick and get her done. Like I showed you guys earlier, maybe I didn't. I'll show you now. It's a nice little hand pump from Harbor Freight. It hooks up in here. It's got a little tube. You can cut this down. This, for the Harbor Freight one, actually threads onto this. So if you were to cut this down, you could have a nice sealed system. But my girlfriend showed up. This tip up to this point right there actually sits in there. So you'll just pump this until it starts to leak a little bit and then stop. Put your fill screw back in, start the car, let it run for a couple minutes, come back down here, pump it up again until it leaks again, and then you'll torque it down for good. Very easy stuff. And now we pump it. There we go. Stuff stinks too, don't get it on you. Matter of fact, this over a little bit more. Yes, it does. When it does. Alright, like I said, you fill it up till it leaks, put your cap in, hop in the car. I let the car run for about 5 minutes. Now I'm in the jacket, get it back up in the air, fill it again. It should take, I think they said like another 50 or so milliliters, and then actually torque it to, I think it's 32 inch-pounds, and then you're good to go. So simple. Do not pay the dealership $100, $150, $200 to do this for you. Well, that's literally it. You got the drain plug, the fill plug, and the 2 bolts for the pump. Clean your filter, put it back together, fill it, run the car, fill it again, torque everything down, call it good. If you got any questions or concerns, feel free to comment down below. I'll get back to you. I answer literally every comment on this channel because I have nothing better to do. If I helped you, please give the video a thumbs up, share it to your friends, post it on the forums or something, I don't know. That's all I got. So until the next one, catch you on the flip flop.